Welcome to Empowering Xchanges, Tuesday Toast to Transformation.
Hey, Empower X community, Serena,
And Sarah here.
your host on this exciting journey of conversations for and by women. Join us on Tuesdays as we uncork the wisdom, share the challenges, and celebrate the victories that make us who we are.
From navigating career highs
to embracing the quirks of life,
we're here for it all. Let's raise a toast to transformation, sisterhood, and building a brighter future together. Pour your favorite beverage, tune in, and let's dive into the heart-to-heart talks that empower us all.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Oh, we are so excited to talk about the power of female friendship.
Yes, and in honor of Galentine's Day, we are twinning.
Yeah, because
We're adorable.
why not? Friends stick together in wardrobe and in
Yep.
life.
And in life, we send each other links to the things we buy,
Yes.
and then like, I'm
I'm
getting
gonna need
that too.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh,
It's a good thing we don't live closer.
I know. What are you wearing
Yeah.
today?
Exactly. Oh, talk about a power couple.
I know.
Power friendship couple.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
And that goes
man.
right into the power of friendship.
It
Of
does.
female friendship specifically. Yeah. It's like you set it up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah. So friendships. I feel like for me personally, female friendships have always been the most difficult, I think.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. You got a little fuzz there.
Thank you.
This is what friends do.
Get the lipstick off our
Yep.
teeth, get the
That was
photo out of our
earlier.
hair. Oh, but yeah, I think that female friendships have always been more difficult for me.
Yep.
There's a really good Instagram post from Blake Lively. If you remember that one, it was to the effect of all of her life growing up, she always thought that she had to be in competition with females.
Mm-hmm.
And after you get older, you realize it's not necessary. And then some of your greatest friendships end up being females.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've definitely gotten to that part of my life in the last, I don't know, five years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I was always a little bit of a tomboy growing up. Always wanted to, play football and whatnot with my dad and all of that good
Mhm.
stuff. Always watch sports with him. So I never was super girly until I got older, I think. And then I was in a male-dominated class for college.
Yep.
And the technology world for all of the business. So it's always just been easier to shoot shit with the boys.
Oh yeah. Same here. And that's probably why we get along
Yes,
so well
yeah.
too. Like I have had so many more male friends
Mhm.
growing up until probably recently. I've had a few like really, really close
Yes.
female friends,
Yep.
but like high school was hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand the drama. I didn't get
Didn't wanna be a
it.
part
I,
of
I didn't
it.
want to be part of it. I
Yep.
didn't want to be mean to
Yep.
other girls. Like I didn't get it. And now I think that there is nothing more powerful than a female friend who will unequivocally have your back,
Yes.
promote you, tell you to go get it, tell you you're awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much power in that. I think more than any other friendships you could have.
Yeah.
I can hear it from my husband, I can hear it from my family, I can
Yeah.
hear it from whatever, but a female friend,
Yeah.
I think it changes the game.
It does. And to your point, I think the power in that is building your self-esteem, building your confidence,
Mhm.
building all of those areas that we've kept quiet and silent for so long. We've been able to unlock and unleash and
Yeah.
harness the goodness that is if we just let it be.
Yeah. I think part of it might be because women are hard on themselves and
Yes, yeah.
sometimes really hard on each other. So if we know that we're getting that support from a female friend, I think it means maybe more.
100%. Yeah. I think that the greatest part of that too has been the female friends that I've made within the workplace.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's how we became friends.
Yeah, yeah. I know everybody jokes about it, like the female friends or the friends you
Yes.
make at work is like drama bonding.
Yeah.
But there's truth. But there's probably truth to that. because you get so close sometimes.
Yeah, you're spending the majority of your time during the
Yeah.
week at work.
with these people.
Yeah. So you better like some of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hopefully you do.
Yes.
And we were talking before about how there's been multiple studies. I mean, Stryker knew this when I worked there. They asked this question on the yearly survey: do you have a best friend at work?
Mm,
And why they asked that is because people who did are significantly more likely to stay and to be happy at work.
yeah.
And then to amplify that, like with a female friend, you know, sometimes you
Yeah.
don't want to leave because you don't want to leave them, even if it may
Right.
be a better opportunity for you. How many times have you heard people say they stay at work because they like the people they work with?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. It's amazing to me that the drama bonding. I think it's so important though, as females, to have that female friend at work. You don't have to be besties, but you need to have some sort of trust built between them, because there are so many things, as we talk about in many of our episodes, that we deal with at work and are challenged with at work, that sometimes you just need that extra person to go, check me. Did I react to that weird?
Yeah.
Or did you hear and see the same thing?
Yep.
Because especially when you're surrounded by so many males in a workplace, they're not going to have that same perspective. So
Mhm.
I think those female friendships come in handy when it comes to just creating the inclusivity and the sense of belonging.
Yeah.
That you're not in it alone, and that you have someone that you can talk to throughout it.
Yeah. And I've had a lot of really good male coworker friends, but if you are going through something hard, oftentimes you have to give much more backstory maybe
Mhm.
to it, and why you're feeling this way, and why this comment didn't hit you right, that kind of thing.
Right.
But when you talk to a female friend, they just get it.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yes.
Maybe not always, but if they're your friends, oftentimes they do.
Yeah, definitely.
That power too of having a female advocate at work, in a friend, and not somebody who's in competition with you or who's just trying to create drama. We've all had those, you know, we've all
Yes.
had those friends who aren't really your friend at work, and they're just there to gather intel, create drama or whatever. But finding that person you click with who knows
Mhm.
going to be there for you, like that's the big reason why we're doing this, because
Yes.
we found that.
Yeah. And we needed it,
We did.
because as we've talked about before, it's extremely lonely
Yeah.
if you don't have someone that you can bounce similar thoughts and ideas off of. And that's not to say that like you're trying to find people that are exactly like you. That's not at all the case. Like
yeah.
you still need that diversity, because other diverse perspectives from what you have are going to strengthen whether or not there's an actual problem or challenge that needs to be brought up too.
You know, part of why women, I think, can bond so much at work is because they spend so much time, like you said.
Yeah.
I think I sent you an article a while ago about how long it takes to build really good friends, like close friends, acquaintance, was like 200, 400 hours or something spent together. And the people that you're more likely to do that with are people at work, because you are there, because you spend so much time together.
Right.
It's so hard to build those outside of that work environment, because it's so much investment in time. And how can you do that when you have all this time at work and you have all these other activities and stuff? But at work, maybe it just is a little easier.
Yeah.
Because they're there.
I think another concept too is something we haven't talked about yet, but something that comes to mind is having a personal board of directors.
Yeah.
And having that be a female council. I think it's good to also maybe have one or two males that you can really trust and really understand your goals and, you know, your aspirations and things. But having a female council that is really just going to empower you even more is incredibly, incredibly useful. I think I have gained so much more. We talk about mentorships and coaching and things of that nature. But I think having a consistent personal board of directors where each person has a different strength. Each person has a different mindset or different like aspirations or things of that nature.
Yeah.
So you're really getting like a diverse set of perspectives when you're going through something challenging or something hard. I think is absolutely something that is incredibly helpful and valuable, but also I think just necessary to survive life.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not like that group has to all go out
Right.
for cocktails
Yes.
together or all be
Yeah,
friends.
they don't all have to collectively be
Yeah.
friends, but
it's
yeah.
But it's you who are using them kind of as that board of directors.
Yeah, Michelle Obama in one of her talks about her book, she mentioned how she collects friends throughout life,
Mm-hmm.
and how there are certain people that they may have known you from a previous season of your life
Mm-hmm.
versus others that know you now, and how incredibly like helpful that is to have those different friends throughout different seasons too.
Yeah.
Because there are certain things that newer friends aren't going to understand why you make certain decisions and choices.
Yeah.
But it's because of the way you were brought up, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or the challenges that you had as a 20-year-old versus now when
Mm-hmm.
you're, late 30s, early 40s.
And it's that amount of time you have
Mhm.
spent with those friends too. Like
Yes.
the longer you spend with them, the more they know you, they know the details, they know the background
Right.
behind it. Yeah. I mean, how many times have you bounced off an idea from a female friend and they've, I don't know, kind of saved you? Like
Yeah.
saved you either from making a bad decision or just been there to listen to some really hard feelings.
Yeah.
And I think if you didn't have those, you deal with it
Yeah.
alone.
Or even validated feelings that you weren't willing to admit to.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think that's a big, sometimes like that inner voice we try and push down as much as possible tends to be maybe more of our instinctual reactions, or like,
Mhm.
no, we need that validation sometimes
Yeah.
too.
I mean, we've had that conversation where we're like, I don't trust this person.
Yeah.
And neither one of us for a long time were probably willing to admit it because we're like, I don't want to be that person
Yeah.
to say I don't trust this person
Right,
or I don't
exactly.
respect them
Yeah.
or like whatever it is. But then when you finally bring it up, you're like, oh my gosh, I felt the same way. How did we take this long to talk to each other about it?
Yes. Oh my gosh. And that will save you.
Yes.
In many instances too.
Yeah, absolutely it will.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think female friendships are underrated in the sense of the importance of what they can have in your life.
Yeah.
And I think that goes the same for networking and again finding women communities that have similar likes or challenges that you do too.
Yeah.
There's power in community. There's power in friendships, and just being able to have a space that is safe and where you can truly be authentic.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about being judged or being, looked down upon or what have you.
As we get older, and especially like this post-COVID world where maybe we're spending less time in the office or
Mhm.
less time together, I think it's been harder to find those relationships.
Mhm.
And we have, like we talked about, like it's more important too. Like
Yes.
we realize how important it is and we value it more, but it's harder to find it.
Yes.
And then investing that time. And I mean, there's a lot of things too where I've been seeing a lot of posts lately and articles about how people are very lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And we've, over the last few years, it's become kind of an epidemic where you have this epidemic of loneliness. And it's hard to then hold on to those friendships or reach out to people. One of my best female friends early on in my career, I felt like I was asking her out on a date. The first time, I was like, I'm like, I think you're cool. We haven't really hung out. Do you want to go for dinner? Do you want to go for drinks? And I was like nervous about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. She's going to find this weird. I don't know how to do this.
But those that, and I'm sure this is true, those that are like, oh, hell yes, let's do that.
And that's why
you
we
know
became
you
really
find
good
your
friends.
people.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and I think that's also a good point too, is the fact that like when you find your people, I remember I was a huge Grey's Anatomy fan.
Yeah.
And You're My Person was
Mhm.
the thing that Meredith and Christina
Yep.
always had with each other, and they could just lean on each other for whatever, dance it out, or
Yeah.
or what have you. I think that's incredibly valuable too, as you are willing to be the weird, quirky self that is
Yeah.
inside that nobody else maybe appreciates
Yep.
or understands. Finding friends that you can actually just be goofed with is amazing.
Oh yeah. Being your authentic self
Mhm.
is also something you have to be willing to be vulnerable.
Yes, yeah.
That somebody may not be as receptive to
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that happens as often as we are afraid.
Yeah. No, I think that's true for sure.
Yeah. People enjoy a personality and weirdness, or at least I do.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we're friends.
Yeah. My husband makes fun of me because I have nighttime zoomies. I don't know. This probably doesn't make any sense, but I'm like, only the friends who have like stayed overnight with, or have like hung out, get it. Where all of a sudden it's like ready to go to bed, and I'm just like, let's dance, let's have all the energy, and then I pass out
To the window,
to the wall. Which you probably get now that we've gone on trips. You're like, wait, yeah, I can.
No, I totally get it. It's like the slap happy hour.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. It's like the last little bit of energy, like a child.
Right. Get it out.
Get it out. Shake it out.
You don't even need a drink for that.
No, not at all. Stone sober, just start dancing around
That's
the house.
right. That's right. Oh, and my gosh, right now my cheeks are hurting so much from laughing. But that's also like just, it's so incredibly nice to just let it out.
Yeah.
And to laugh about nonsense or laugh about pain, whatever it is. Like,
I know.
Again, therapy.
Yeah, I know. How many times have we just started dying laughing about the struggles, frankly, that we're going through, like the difficulties, and then you just start dying laughing because you're like, this is ridiculous.
Absolutely asinine.
Dealing with this, like, what is going on? But it's like the friendship that we have, that we can do that instead of just starting crying by ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, we could cry together too.
Yeah, that and maybe have.
It's so much easier to just laugh it off and just like know that you have a person that's going through it and is standing next to you. And you're not alone.
But it's hard to find those. There's also like the epidemic of loneliness I've seen, and I've seen so many posts about women who are like, I don't have my tribe, I don't have my group, I haven't found it yet. And it's hard to find those people sometimes, but I don't think you should give up.
No, absolutely. And if you can't find one, make one.
Yeah.
Just start, as I said before, start collecting friends that actually fit into it and create your own tribe.
Yep.
Because having female friends that you can go through tough, I mean, it's never just sunshines and rainbows.
Oh, no.
Like, there's a lot of challenges, a lot of hardships, a lot of loss that you go through, and having someone that you can lean on. Yes, having a spouse or a significant other that's, next to you through it all is helpful too, but there's something
something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's something raw about having a female friend, where even if you do have a spouse or a significant other, there are things you can say to a female friend that they will get, that they will understand. Yeah. You can be even more vulnerable and just open and honest about than you can with anybody else.
That's true. It's true. Oh, so yes, female friendships.
Yes. And if you can't find one, I know this is like, I think that's part of it too, is finding that person. It can take a while. You may have a really good friend at work, but they may not be that person yet for you. And sometimes the best way to do it is just say yes. Say yes to going out to coffee. Say yes to a female speaker. Say yes when somebody brings up something that they like to do. Be like, hey, I will do that with you, and actually do it. We're so bad, I think, sometimes about being like, let's meet up for coffee, and then never doing it. But if you are lonely, if you can't find those friends, or you want more, it's saying yes. Yeah,
it's finding things that you're passionate about, that you love to do, hobbies that you enjoy, whatever, and going and finding a public space that allows those to happen together. I think that's, number one way of which you can go find some of those female friendships too. If you haven't. Yes, you're going to have to put yourself out there a little bit. It's kind of like dating.
Yep, absolutely.
And you don't have to continue to say yes to them after that if it just doesn't click or fit. Yeah.
And if you're an introvert, having an extrovert adopt you.
Yes.
That can always help. I mean, there's so much women can do for each other when we're friends. We can advocate for each other, empower each other. It's kind of like a mentorship and being a mentor and a mentee, but it's just this, like you said, the board of advisors.
It's a friend-tour.
Yeah, it's a friend-tour. All I'm picturing is like a dinosaur. Is that what you're doing?
A centaur.
Yep.
It's a friend-tour.
The horse and the female head.
Yep.
That works.
It does.
Yeah. Now we're going to have to make a sticker.
2 friend tours. Oh gosh, it's so good though. I don't know as if Valentine's Day, there's always the theory that that's a made up holiday, whatever. Yeah. I think Galentine's Day is incredibly important, especially this time of year. For those of us that live in winter and cold areas, being able to use Galentine's Day as a reason to bring your female friends together and to just break bread, just have conversations, just enjoy each other's company. There's so much power in female friendships.
There is. Yesterday, actually, I went out and did this spa day with a few friends of mine. Yeah. We did it down in Detroit, and we called it our Galentine's Day. And it was like an excuse to get together and after the holidays, because we haven't seen each other as much. And in the past few months, because everybody's running around with holidays, everybody has all these activities, and then it comes around in this awful winter in Michigan where you haven't seen the sun in weeks.
Yes.
Just get out of here. Let's get a massage. Let's have some dinner, drink some champagne, and just talk about our lives.
I can't wait for the day where we actually get to put together an empowered retreat.
Yes.
Where we can bring women from all over together and have a weekend like that.
Yeah.
Just all about you. Treat yourself.
and your friends.
Yes, and your friends. And just enjoy each other and shoot the shit with the girls.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's so much power in that, and not having to just be about work and networking and gaining some sort of skill from the conference that you're going. It doesn't mean that you aren't. I feel like I've learned so much probably from the females that I've worked with and had friendships with, and that we've been open and honest with, than probably anywhere else in my career. Yes, conferences are great. You can learn a lot, but the knowledge too that you can have with some of these females and these friends, and the vulnerability, the open and honest conversations, it's pretty powerful.
It is.
And we do have a few places that we have picked out that we
they may be wish lists of our own that we just need to share with others.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Come on in.
All right. Well, happy Galentine's Day.
Happy Galentine's Day.
Cheers to the power of friendship. And friend tours.
So good.
It is so good. And this is good.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on another episode of Empowering Exchanges. We hope you enjoyed this chat and would love to hear your suggestions for additional topics on challenges, triumphs, and the laughter that bonds us together.
Don't forget to hit subscribe, share the love, and join us on Tuesdays for another dose of wisdom, wit, and warmth. Keep shining, keep thriving, and keep toasting to the incredible journey of womanhood.
Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.